All right, I'm just waiting for his feedback to cut. Okay, that's good. All right.
Cool, I'm gonna mute.
Starting in 5. Hello, everyone. It is time for a Game 3 matchup to determine who advances to the semifinals of the Humongous League. It is the Game 3 of the top half of the Wheeler semifinals. The bottom half of the Wheeler semifinals. It is the Lillwaws Monsters versus the HC3 Fishes. It is the defending champions versus a team that was undefeated until Game 1. There's a story behind that. Lillwaws, the defending champion, found himself on the back foot this season. Ended up with a losing record, but got into the playoffs upon a tiebreaker and has taken advantage. Got past the Diamondbacks in 2 games as the 6th seed, and then shocked the Fishes in Game 1. Got a lot of help from the fielding in the 6th and 7th inning, but a win was a win. Took home the first game 4-3, but with a chance to get the job done at home, the offense collapsed, and the Fishes lit up the scoreboard, winning by a dozen runs, setting up tonight, this Sunday night, winner-take-all matchup. Whoever wins will take on the KC Hornets, which just absolutely blew out the Rockies in 2 consecutive games. Whoever wins this will have a tough challenge in the Wheeler Division Finals, but first you gotta get there. As it stands, the Fishes, some would say, are the Goliath. It comes down mainly to their pitching. It is a tough team to score on. We have got Nancy Chin as the main workhorse at over 56 innings with an ERA of just 1.48, and the relievers are no slouches either. Both Sarah Maxwell and Gail Weinman with ERAs just above 2. But on the other side, the ERA for the Monsters not quite up to par. Stefano has a decent one at 3.68, but the reliever arms could use some work. The 2 main ones, Frankie Hawley and Aaron Harris, ERAs are above the 5 mark. It's likely the Monsters are going to need to win with their offense and try and beat Goliath one more time. In this David versus Goliath analogy, you could say that Game 1 was the sling and the stone for the Monsters. But the part of the story that's often forgotten about is that David needed Goliath's own sword to finish the job. And that is what Game 3 is going to come down to. Can the Lillwaws Monsters find the sword to get the job done? Or will the Fishes, after going 14-0 and getting a massive heart attack in Game 1, survive back-to-back elimination games to move on to the next round? The teams are ready to rock and roll. We'll see who comes out on top in this matchup. And again, Nancy Chin will lead things off in the circle, as expected. Takes on a fellow starting pitcher here. First pitch upstairs. And we have a slight technical issue. Hold for a second. Now we're back on Teams. We're back on. It is a 2-0 count to Roof. And Roof will get that one bunted down, chased out of the circle and out at first. Chin able to track that down and get rid of Roof prop for the first out of this matchup. Brings up Pablo Sanchez. Secret weapon couldn't catch up to the first one. Hook just fades out of the zone on him. And lines that one foul to the left side. Sanchez with 8 home runs on the season, facing the 0-2 count. Lays off that one. Second highest OPS on this squad. Chin's whip is still at a decently high 1.31, despite the area under 1.5. She has given up base runners, but she's been excellent at making sure they don't make the full 240 feet around, and gets one out there. Pablo Sanchez could not lay off the hook, and that time pays the price, goes down swinging. And that's what Chipper Jones claims. Trying to get on with 2 outs in the inning. Takes one low and inside for a strike. We'll have a timeout here. Again, the inning starts with a prot ground out to the pitcher. And Sanchez struck out swinging. Brings up Chipper Jones, followed by Tanya Lesko, the cleanup hitter and the perhaps most dangerous hitter in this entire Monsters lineup. Then it's Holly, Stefano, Kendall, Harris, and Daniel Willis rounds out the order for the away team. Fouled off, another 0-2 count to the left fielder here. Chin looking for the 1-2-3 inning. And got it with a second strikeout in a row. It's a banner start for the Fishes. 1-2-3 goes the top of the first. That will mean the 1 through 3 of the Fishes themselves will come up to the plate, started by the speedster Stuart Sullivan. Changeup fouled off. Was looking a bit closer to the highway there than the corner. Got the hook there past the bat. 0-2. 0-2, hit right to Lesko. This will be done unassisted. 1 away. Brings up Maxwell. Maxwell with 3 triples on the year to just 2 home runs. Very fast. And 13 RBIs. If she wants one here, she'll have to hit it in herself. And Stefano will come in here after the first out. Again, rare start here for someone not named Omar. But he does come in for the second batter. Ruth Prott heads back out into the field. 2-1 after the foul ball. Hitter friendly count at 3-1. Hit up the middle. Stefano cannot get it, and neither can Willis. It's an infield single. That's a runner on for Jose Canseco. Has the most home runs on the team at 4. Gets nothing but air on the first pitch. OPS of 1.814. The most runs created on the team of a little over 26. He is the second most extra base hits on the squad behind Maxwell over at first base. 1-2. Hook froze him low and inside. Nothing the first baseman could do about it. 2 away. Brings up Payne. Another one low and inside. Payne, the lefty, pulls it too sharply. 0-2. It's on the road behind the field. Couldn't garner the swing there, 1-2. And that one upstairs. After Payne on deck is Pamela Kirkos looking for redemption after game 1, where she dropped 2 fly balls in the 6th, either which would have ended the game and perhaps would have ended the series in 2. As an 0-2 count has gone full. Three and 2 on the ground, takes a bounce to the right, pass Lesko. Dirt Yard's bounciness comes into effect here. Maxwell takes off for third, bonked off of Harris. Maxwell heading home and will score from first on a ball that barely left the infield. It's 1-0 Fishes. It'll count as an RBI from Payne, who now is at first base. Pamela Kirkos tears the first one apart into left field. It is gone and into the car. That ball is history. Three nothing Fishes in the bottom of the first with an RBI single, followed by a 2-run shot. Pamela Kirkos finds redemption in the bottom of the first inning. And the home team now up by multiple runs. Lena Eng to the plate. Catcher, 6th hitter in the order. Base is empty at 2 outs. It's notable that they did get the opening out without Stefano. He comes in, and now 3 runs have come up on the board. The Monsters offense will have to try and respond in the top of the second. That one heads over to left field, gets past Chipper Jones. This could be 2. And it will be 2 as it's over to Kendall at short. 4th base hit this inning. Heather Quinn has a chance to put it deep in the rear view here. And that'll be it for Stefano, who had a bad showing here in the bottom of the first. He may come back later, but this was not what the visitors needed. Quinn goes after the first pitch. Sanchez over in right field. Can't get it. Gets past center field as well. This will score 1. Sanchez can't even get it down in right field. This could be 3 bases. Does throw it in to keep it at 2. But it's 3 straight extra base hits. 4 straight hits in general. And it's 4-0 in the first. David is getting suplexed all over the baseball field right now. Brings up Nancy Chin, who pitched the dynamite top of the first and has been rewarded with at least 4 runs of support. And she can add to that support here. Chin is the weakest hitter in the order when it comes to stats and pops that one up. It'll be an out at first, thrown by the catcher. But not before the Fishes put up 4. Bracketed with a 2-run home run for Pamela Kirkos. The Monsters have got a tough hill to climb. Let's go seeing a couple of balls here. Could get a run back here with just 1 swing of the bat. Has 8 home runs on the campaign. Chin with 2 strikeouts to end that first and puts the hook right on the mark. 2-2. Lesko got a good piece of that. It is not going to quite make it to the building. And Maxwell, I believe, comes up with that in center. Well hit, but did just not have the oomph to turn into a base hit. Frankie Holly will try and be the first monster on base. Fouls the 1-0 offering off. Hitting .386 in the regular season. But does have 8 extra base hits. Fourth most on the team, right behind Kendall at 9. And he got a better hold of that one than Lesko did. And it gets past Kirkos in right field. This will be 2 bases, maybe 3. Third baseman off the bag does hit cover in time to make sure that doesn't go past for what would have turned into a home run. But it is a sign of life for the visitors. 1 out triple from Frankie Holly. Final looking for some redemption here in the top of the second. Didn't do anything about that one, 0-2. And he just got sat down in 3 pitches. Third strikeout for Chin in just 5 outs and 6 batters. It'll be up to Kendall to get the Monsters on board here in the second. Swings at the first pitch, hits it to shortstop. There's a chance for the run to score. It will be safe at first. It's an RBI single from Kendall. The Monsters are not going to go away quietly. They're on the board here in the second. It's 4-1. Harris fouls the first one off. Third baseman for the Monsters. Takes a weird bounce off the back towards the middle. Safe at second, but out at first, and that will end the second. A run does come across for the Monsters. They're still down by 3. Fish has lost a run of insurance in the top of the second. Looking to get it back in more here. Weinman, the right fielder, the one hitter to not come up in the first inning for the home team. Hit on the ground toward Harris, gets past Harris, and this will not even be contested with a throw. Infield single to start the bottom of the second. Brings up Stuart Sullivan. Left fielder lays down a bunt. This is going to be an out at first. This is going to be 2! It's a double play! It's a 2-3-4 double play. And that might have sapped a good bit of momentum from the Fishes. Tried to bunt to sacrifice the runner over. Instead, got nothing out of it. It was a bit of hesitation over to second base by Gale, and that cost him dearly. Daniel Willis with the Monsters now has some breathing room to work here. Now it stays at 2-2 after the foul ball. And again, Maxwell hanging tough here. Singled. Eventually scored off of Payne's single in the first. Hits that one right to Kendall, who dives on it. And that is going to allow Maxwell to get to first. She's 2 for 2. With a pair of 60-footers. That is going to see, I believe, Stefano will come back into this one. Who did not have a good first inning. Looking to get back here and get this all-important out against Jose Canseco. 1-1. Jose with 12 RBIs on the season, 4 home runs, scored 19 times. Nearly walked as much as he struck out, 7 walks to 8 punch-outs. And he faces the full count. Not there's any reason for the runner not to go here at 3-2. Popped up. Second attempt at a payoff pitch. Hit into right field. This will be too high for Pablo to keep off the fence. Maxwell heads to third, gets past Willis, and let's go. Maxwell again trying to score from first, and does. Second time in a row, Maxwell able to score from first base off contact, gets the run back. It's 5-1. Once again, a 4-run lead. Jose with an RBI double. Now Payne perhaps looking for her second RBI. Cleanup hitter hits it over to Willis at second. Oh, Safano's going to charge. Not going to get it. Will stay at second. Still 2 away. It's these 2-out rallies that are killing the Monsters right now. All of the Fish's runs have come on 2 outs. There won't be any more this inning, but both teams now have a run in the second. The lead stays at 4. The Fish is able to get rid of an inning still up in the lead by a considerable margin. Willis fouls the first one off from Chin. Working a third consecutive inning here. Fish's offense has been on fire with 9 hits. Monsters had 2 in the most recent inning. Good take from Willis to stare down the 0-2 hook. Fouled, we stay at 2-2. Good fight here from Willis at the bottom of the order, trying to get on base. Takes a big bounce and off to the side, but it's an unlucky bounce right over to second base. And 1 away. Really good exit velocity for a grounder. It looked like it was going to take a bounce right over the pitcher into center for a hit, and then it skipped right over to the second baseman. Monsters had less luck most of the series, of course. They got a lot of luck in the 6th and 7th inning of Game 1 to even this series up entering 3. But the defending champions on their heels. Trott hits it the opposite way, right over to shortstop. The throw to first will be in with plenty of time to spare. Yale Wyman on the mound got that out. Pitching clinic so far for the host of this matchup. Looking for a second 1-2-3 inning. Got 1 through 3 in the first, looking 9 through 2 here in the third. One and one, taken for a strike. Sanchez takes a swing afterwards. Annoyed he let that one go by. But he is able to stare that one down right at the corner. Catcher unable to frame it. Hit on the ground. Takes a weird bounce around the circle. And it'll be a single. 2-out base hit. Dipper Jones struck out swinging his first time up. Same with Sanchez. He'll try and follow in Sanchez's footsteps and recover with a base hit. Also hits the opposite field. Third time this inning. The lefty's able to put it over in left field. And it's back-to-back singles for Tanya Lesko, who can change the complexion of this game on one swing. 8 home runs this year. Lyman may give a wide berth here. A walk would load the bases for Frankie Hawley, bring the tying run to the plate. Hits it dead in the sky. Fielder searching under it. Get it. A couple of two-out singles stranded. The lead stays at 4 for the Fishes. Good start for HC3 squad. They can't go 21-0 anymore, but they're trying to at least win the championship here in back-to-back elimination games to advance to the Wheeler Division Finals, the semifinals of the Humongous League. Top flight of 4 here in BBOL Season 6. Actually have a 21-0 possible run down Division 3 in the Super Duper League. The Padres currently sitting at 16-0. Two and two is caught on the corner for strike 3. Lane had a double in the first, but takes that one looking. That's the second strikeout looking for the Fishes. Jose faced one in the first. Quinn softly grounds that one, and that'll be a quick and easy out for Harris. And this is where the Monsters have run to issues at 2 outs. This is where all 5 of the runs from the Fishes have come. Out at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chin pitched 2 1/3 scoreless to start this one off. Trying to add on the offensive end, grounded out to the catcher last time. And will face a full count at 2 outs. That time here. They'll bring Aaron Harris into the game, trying to get rid of Chin. Nancy fouls that one off. We stay at 3-2. And that's going to be a walk. Chin able to fight her way onto first base, brings up lineman who singled, but of course eventually got caught in that double play back in the second. Weird situation for the Fishes offense where they've gotten 5 runs in 2 1/3 entirely outside of Stuart Sullivan being a table setter. Sullivan 0 for 2. The only hitter to not reach base safely for the Fishes, who end in a force out in the 3rd. First scoreless inning from the home team. Lead, just like after the first and second, stays at 4 runs. Lillwaws running out of time for his tile defense. Has 3 innings left. Frankie Hawley tears the first pitch. It is going to get off the wall where 2 earlier could not. Kirko's able to get that. Oh, it's too far past second base. Was looking for a gun down at second. Instead, threw it a long pass. It's a leadoff double. Frankie Hawley with a triple and a double. 2 extra base hits. Needs the rest of the offense to gel around him. Stefano fouling that one off, 0-2. Stefano struck out looking his first time up. Not suffer the same fate on that pitch. Stefano hits it right to the shortstop. Bonks. Nowhere for Hawley to go at second, but it is a cataclysm moment for stamina over there. 2 base runners on for Kendall. Monsters again refusing to go away. After going down 1, 2, and 3 in the first, it's been 2 hits in the second, third, and now 4th inning for the visitors. Trying to string together for runs. Kendall hits one to the opposite field. Over to right. Kirko's unable to get it. Safe at first, second, and not at third. They got the force out. It was looking like a great hit from Kendall, but it ends up being a force out. Puts runners on first and second for Harris. That one could have been a double play ball, but it gets past the shortstop. Safe at third, second, and first. Bases will be loaded for the last hitter in the lineup, Daniel Willis. Three hits to load the bases here. That first pitch had no chance. Where will cycle over to prod after this at-bat. Monsters trying to kickstart a comeback from the middle and bottom parts of the lineup. Maxwell has been pitching this inning. ERA of 2.12 and 11 1/3 in the regular season. But finds herself in a bit of a pickle here. She does have a whip far higher than her two main other pitchers of Chin and Weinman. Hit over to third, out at third, throw to first, got them both! And the double play cuts down a possible rally in its tracks. Five, two, three, double play, not what the Monsters needed. Big outs for the Fishes. The Monsters will bring up the top three of the order in the fifth. Sullivan 0 for 2. Can the only hitter to not reach safely for the home squad. Grant out to first unassisted in the first and hit into a double play in the second. And he's now 0 for 3, popped out to the catcher. And a solid day for the Fishes offense. He has not really been a part of it. Maxwell has 2 singles, has scored twice. Oh, and 2 quickly to Maxwell, who pitched out of a jam in the last inning. And unfortunately, this time for her, struck out. Third strikeout by the Monsters' arms. Chased a hook outside. Jose struck out looking in the first, but responded with a double. An RBI one, in fact, in the second. Comes up for a third time in the fourth. Have timeout here. Believe we may be seeing a new pitcher for one, if not both squads. And there comes Willis. His 17th pitch is lined to center field. Prott able to chase it down and does not maintain control of it. Could have been an out to end the inning, but instead, 2 outs once again, strikes. It's an error. It will technically go down in the backyard score sheets as a double. The second in a row for Jose. And brings up Payne, who has a pair of singles. One and one. Ends up low. Urco's on deck, of course, has that 2-run homer. As Payne hits it right to Sanchez in right field, and he can't come up with it either. Lesko chasing it down, trying to prevent Canseco from scoring. The throw to the plate, off target, and out of play. And the lead will go up to 5 back-to-back, technically, doubles that were helped out by fielding. Canseco and Payne. And Kirko's now trying to put the finishing touches on this one. Has already gone deep. Once. Is down 0-2 here. Put in center, third time's the charm. And it is over, but not before a pair of costly mistakes in the outfield. Bring across another run for the Fishes. They're up by 5. They just need 6 more outs to advance to the semifinals for the humongous league title in Season 6. Throw to first was a little too fast, but eventually Jose able to get back to first to get the out. Now down to 0 for 3 in the top of the order. Not a banner day for leadoff hitters. Combined 0 for 6 between the two sides. Sanchez puts that on the ground. Will not be able to run it out at first. He falls to 1 for 3. Bad news for Chipper Jones, who has followed in Sanchez's footsteps in the previous 2 at-bats with a strikeout and a single, but he will be able to break the trend and get across to first base with 2 outs. Brings up Lesko, who has been one of the best hitters, has pretty much propelled alongside Sanchez the Monsters to the playoffs off her bat. But 0 for 2 and could be 0 for 3. Hit over to second, gets past, throw to first could still happen. But safe, Lesko survives. 2 on for Hawley, who has been the best hitter all day for the Monsters. Trying to get them back in this one. He's got a triple and a double. He's the only runner to score. He scored on that triple eventually in the second off a Kendall RBI single. Puts one on the ground. Canseco runs back to first, but the throw is in the wrong direction. They do get a rundown, though. Mistake on the base pass. They did not need to try and go any farther there. The throw could have been to first for the out. Missed the throw, but eventually got the rundown. And now, as you can see, the coach unhappy. As the rundown takes away what would have been a bases-loaded opportunity for Omar. Now, the Monsters will be down to their last 3 outs. Rio count here to start the inning off to the catcher. Doubled in the first. Swung on 3-0, but right to Lesko. That was a bad decision to swing on 3-0. Lined out right to the first baseman. Quinn also had a double back in the first. Takes a strike there, 1-1. Popped up. Willis looking for it. Couldn't get it. Throw to first also will not be successful. Quinn on the base. Another fielding mistake for the visitors. Brings up Chin, who grounded out to the catcher and has walked. Obviously, errors play a part of it, but in backyard baseball terms, it's now been 12 hits, I believe, for your home team. 5 in the first, 4 in the second. Didn't get anything across in the third, but did get a walk. 2 doubles in the fourth, and now that single there. Chin will not add to that total. Strikes out swinging. Brings up the last hitter in the order. And the pitcher of the most recent out, Gale Weinman, as Willis likely going to be taken out here at 35 pitches. Weinman singled and has hit into a force out. In the top of the 6th to try and save the season, it'll be 6 through 8. Stefano, Kendall, and Harris. Willis would be next up. Tying run is not until Roof Prado at the top of the order. With 2 outs, the tying run would move over to the 3rd spot in the order, Chipper Jones. Count 2-1. HC3's Fishes looking for their dates with the KC Hornets, which beat the Rockies by scores of 14-3 and 10-3 in the other half of the Wheeler Division semifinals. Full count is caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts end the fifth and keep the lead at 5. Last call for the Monsters, and for Lillwaws' title defense, he needs 5 to survive. You can see he's had 11 hits there, but has just only been able to put across a single run. Has had multiple hits in every inning that wasn't the first. He's only gotten one across in the second. Stefano has struck out looking, but singled in his most recent plate appearance in the fourth. Ended up getting caught up in that double play at home. Oh, and 2 hit on the ground, chased by the catcher, throw to first in time for out number 1. It says Kendall is 2 for 2, while that technically he's gotten on base twice. One of them was not safe. He did hit into a force out back in the fourth, but he does have the 1 RBI so far for the visitors as well. He singled in Hawley back in the second. That one gets by the pitcher. Opportunity for out number 2, squandered there. Kendall to first base for the 3rd time today. Brings up Harris, who pitched the last out in the bottom of the 5th. Hits that one on the ground. Canseco has it. He's off of first base. He will get over to get the out. Kendall heads over to second. Harris grounds out unassisted, and that will bring up Daniel Willis over 2 for ground out and a double play. He is the last man of the order. He may be the last man of the season, and he is as he lines out to Canseco at first, and that will be all she wrote. The Fishes lost Game 1 in a heartbreaker. The 14-0 record perhaps even squandered, but come back in Games 2 and now Game 3 to put away the series in convincing fashion, winning Game 3 6-1. They will face KC's Hornets in the Wheeler Finals in the middle of August. Lillwaws' title campaign ends in Game 3 of the Humongous League quarterfinals. Tough game for the visitors, who never really could get the job done on the offensive end. Had opportunities in every inning that wasn't the first. But those 4 runs they gave up in the bottom side of that first inning were simply impossible to recover from in the long term. Frankie Hawley did his best. He went 2 for 3 and should have been 3 for 3, but got caught in a glitchy rundown. He would have had, if that had not happened, a triple, a double, and a single. Dipper Jones also going 2 for 3 for the Monsters. But really, on the offensive side, it was all Fishes. Canseco with a couple of doubles. Payne going 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Kirkos only 1 for 3, but redeems her Game 1 gaffe with a 2-run home run that put the Fishes out into a lead they would never relinquish. Turned the game from 1-0 to 3-0 on that swing of the bat. And it was all Fishes from there. This has been Hero Z bringing you Game 3 of this Wheeler Division semifinal matchup in the Humongous League. It's been an honor bringing you the coverage for tonight's matchup. And until we meet again, so long, good night, and good luck.